بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, my dear students, in today's English lesson. In today's lesson, we are starting with a new unit. We're starting with Unit 5. But what are we going to do at the beginning of this unit? Let's check. So, today's lesson is going to be listening and discussing and pair work. But before we start with this unit, let's check the previous homework. So, let's take a look. You were asked to write a chant of 3 verses about your typical day. So let's take a look at this example here. So someone wrote here an advice for your typical day. Let's take a look. To help to learn and tell the truth, honesty is always a key. Lying can trap you, but the truth may send you free. So this is a chant written by someone here, and we can see some rhyming words here, like so key and free. It's they have similar sounds at the end. So key and free are rhyming words. And here we saw this beautiful chant. Now, did you do the same thing? Now let's take a look. What are we going to do in this unit? So the title of this unit is there any ice cream? It's a question. So looks like this unit is going to be more related about food, right? So here we're starting with listen and discuss and pair work for this lesson. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to do this. You will be able to form sentences to order from a menu and use the word would like to express preferences. So how can we use would like? We're going to take a look at it in this lesson. Now, let's start here. I want you to take a look at these 3 pictures. Let's see what are the things in these pictures, and let's take a look. So in the first picture, you can see a waiter taking orders. So how did you know that this is a waiter and he's taking orders? Look at the environment. Look at the things around this waiter. So he's wearing an apron, he's writing some notes or the orders, and he's talking to the customers sitting on the table. Now, how about in the second picture? What do you see in this picture? So looks like it's a table from a restaurant. You can see some plates and food on that table. Now, how about the next picture here? Take a look. What can you see here in this picture? There are 2 important things that you can see here. You can see the food and the drink, and there's something right here. This is the menu. The menu. So where can you see this menu? It's a menu of a restaurant. When you go inside the restaurant, you check the menu to choose something from this menu to order. The waiter will come, take your order, and then you can enjoy it. You can sit in the restaurant or you can take it to go and enjoy your meal. Now, let's take a look at this menu here. So, look at the menu. Which of these foods do you like and which foods don't you like? So, in the menu, you can see a list of foods. So, you can see appetizers, salads, main courses, desserts, and beverages. So when you go inside the restaurant, do you want to just drink something or do you want to have a meal? You can check the menu and choose your preferences. Choose the things that you like to order. Now, in this menu, it's the menu of Sarah's Kitchen. So the name of this restaurant is Sarah's Kitchen. Now, you can see here all of these things. So in the appetizers, they have 2 options. Under the salad, you have some options too. And the main courses, you have some options. And sometimes a description of this meal. Like here, we have steak, grilled Argentine style. So this is a description of this meal. And desserts and beverages. So I want you to listen to the things that are in this menu. And let's see, do we like these things? What are we going to choose? If we're going to choose something, how can we order it?
Sarah's kitchen menu: appetizers, shrimp, grilled or fried; soup, bean or vegetable; salads, green salad, lettuce; mixed salad, tomatoes, carrot, cucumbers, onions. Main courses: steak, grilled Argentine style; chicken, roasted; fish, steamed Japanese style; pasta with tomato or meat sauce. All main courses come with baked potato or rice. Desserts: apple pie, cheesecake, ice cream. Beverages: coffee, tea, cup; chocolate milk, glass; fresh fruit juice, glass; water, bottle; soft drinks.
Now, you saw this menu and you heard some of the things on the menu, right? So next to some of the dishes, there is description or notes. So here we have, under the appetizer, we have shrimp and we have soup. But let's take a look next to the shrimp. We have grilled or fried. So you can choose, what is your preference? Would you like to have it grilled or have it fried? Now, let's take a look over here in the salad. Under the salad, there's mixed salad. But what are the things inside the salad? You can see they wrote tomatoes, carrots, cucumbers, and onions. Now, how about the main course? As you can see here, there is one of the things in here, it's pasta. You can choose pasta with tomato or meat sauce. Choose your preferences. Now, here under the beverages, look, we have coffee and tea, and between the brackets, we have cup. That means you can order a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. How about the chocolate milk? You will order a glass of chocolate milk. Now, how about the water? Are you going to get a cup? No, actually here, they wrote between the brackets here, bottle. So when you're ordering water, you will get a bottle. Unlike when you order the fresh juice, you will have a glass of the fresh juice. Now, let's take a look here. So what can you see in this picture? So before, I did show you a part of this picture where this waiter is taking the order of these two men sitting on the table. Now, I want you to listen to the way they are ordering food. What is the conversation like between the waiter and the customer? The customer sitting on the table. Now, listen.
May I take your order?
I'd like the chicken sandwich.
For here or to go?
To go, please.
So, what was the question? The worker or the waiter said this question, may I take your order? So it's a polite way to ask the person to give me your order. He didn't say, give me your order. It's the polite way to ask, may I take your order? So what was the answer for this question? The customer said, I'd like the chicken sandwich. I'd like. So it's a polite way also to reply to this question. I would like to order chicken sandwich. Now here the waiter also completed the question. For here or to go. What is the meaning of for here or to go? That means, are you going to have your chicken sandwich here in the restaurant, or do you want me to wrap it for you so we can eat it elsewhere? So now let's take a look at this conversation here. There's a conversation between the waiter and the customer too. Now, before the waiter said, may I take your order? Now, is there another way to ask to take orders? Let's take a look at this question. Listen carefully and listen to the reply.
Would you like some dessert?
Yes, please. Do you have any cheesecake?
Sorry, sir, we don't have any today. How about a piece of apple pie?
Now let's take a look. in the question here, would you like? Would you like? In the slide before, the customer said, I'd like to have a chicken sandwich. Now, how about using would like in a question? So the question is like this. Would you like some dessert? Would you like some dessert? Now, what did the customer said? Yes, please. And he asked for a specific dessert. Do you have any cheesecake? So, but they don't have cheesecake in the restaurant today. So what did the waiter say? He said, sorry, sir. He didn't say no. It's a polite way to tell the customer that they don't have it. Sorry, sir, we don't have it and we don't have any today, but look, how about a piece of apple pie? The waiter is giving this customer a replacement, another option. Would you like the apple pie instead of the cheesecake because we don't have it today? So this here we have would like in the question. Now, let's take a look. Here, there's a conversation between two. I want you to try to ask and answer this question. So you can change the answer if you like, but let's take a look at the first, let's take a look at the questions here. Now, what do you see here in this picture? What is this? It's a kind of what? Is it a main course? Is it a dessert? Is it a beverage? So, looks like I can see some slices of apple on top of this pie. So, looks like this is an apple pie. So, the conversation might be about this apple pie, right? Now, let's listen to the conversation and try to ask and answer with any partner you like. Now, let's take a look and listen.
Is there any pie?
Yes, there's some apple pie.
Are there any chocolate cookies?
No, there aren't any.
So here we have two questions. And it's about, do you have it or don't you have it? Both of these questions are yes-no questions. Now, let's take a look. The first one is there any pie? Is there any pie? So it's a yes-no question. The answer should be yes or no. So actually here, he said, yes, there's some apple pie, just like the pie in the picture. Now, how about in the second question? He also asked, are there any chocolate cookies? Chocolate cookies. So first, they asked about the apple pie and they said, yes, they have. How about the chocolate cookies? He answered, no, there aren't any. They don't have it today. Now, let's take a look. I want you to try to ask this question and answer with a friend. Now, how can we order food from the menu? So it's different. It's a different thing. So it's not just a yes/no question. So let's take a look. Here we have something in the question. I want you to take a look, listen to it carefully, and listen to the reply for this question. Okay? So, what can you see in the picture first before we listen to this conversation? You can see salad, water, and a fork, and someone's trying to eat, right? Now, so looks like this conversation is going to be about the food in the picture. Now listen carefully, listen to the way they're asking and the way of this answer.
What would you like?
I'd like a salad, please.
And to drink?
Some water, please.
So, in the question, what would you like? What would you like? Before would you like, we have a WH word. What? That means you're going to say something. I want an apple pie. I want a salad. I want cheesecake. So you're going to tell the person that what exactly do you want. But before, it was, would you like to order? Yes, I would like to order cheesecake. So the first one, it was a yes/no question. But here we have the word what. That means the answer is going to be exactly about something specific. So how about the answer? So the question was, what would you like? What did you hear in the answer? I'd like a salad, please. Or I would like a salad, please. So here, I'd like, it's I would like, but we did shorten it, or this is called a contraction. So I'd like a salad, please. So they did answer with a specific answer, right? The salad. Now, in the next question, and to drink? So what about the drink? Here in the answer, some water, please. Now, are they really begging for the water? No. When you answer some water, please, it's the polite way to ask for something. Just like when you use would like. So it's a polite way to ask and a polite way to answer. Now, how about this one? Offer something to eat or to drink. So before, we did see what would you like to order from the menu. How about offering something to eat or to drink? What are you going to serve? So let's take a look at the picture here. What can you see? Is it a food? Is it a drink? What is it from the menu I showed you before? So you can see a cup of coffee, right? So in the menu, they're serving the coffee in a cup, but the water in a bottle, right? So they have different containers, so different ways to serve these foods. Now, let's take a look here. Offer something to eat or drink. Now, when you're offering, you can have different answers. But let's take a look at the question first. Listen to the question and the answer. So you will listen to this conversation twice. The first time, it's going to be about yes. The second time, it's about no. Let's listen.
Would you like some coffee?
Yes, please.
Would you like some coffee?
No, thank you.
So when the waiter offered to bring coffee, the first answer was yes, please. It's the polite way to reply to this if you want the coffee. But if you don't want it, what is the polite way to reply? No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want coffee. So here, the question, it was a yes-no question. So would like came at the beginning of the question. So here, because it's a yes-no question, we have would like at the beginning of the question. Would you like some coffee? Yes or no? But before, the question, what would you like to order? So it's asking about something specific. Now, let's take a look at this table here. So, put food words on the menu into the following categories. So we have meat, seafood, vegetables, fruits, and lastly we have desserts. Now, you did take a look at the menu before. What were some of the things in the menu? Now, let's categorize the things that we saw in the menu in this table. So, for meat and seafood, vegetables, fruit, and desserts. Let's arrange these things in this table. What do we have here now? For meat, what did we see in the menu, in Sarah's kitchen menu? Under meat. We can categorize it under the meat. So under meat, we have steak and chicken. So steak and chicken are kinds of meat. How about seafood? We had shrimp and fish. So shrimp was under the appetizer and fish under the main courses. Remember? Now, how about the vegetables? Where did we see the vegetables in the menu? We saw carrots, cucumbers, lettuce, onion, potato, and tomatoes. Now, do you remember the things where did we see these vegetables? So carrots, cucumber, lettuce, onion, and tomato, we found it in the salad. It was the mixed salad, right? How about the potato? Where did we see the potato? It wasn't with the salad. Actually, it was under the main course. So they said all of these dishes can come with either a fried potato or some rice, right? How about the fruits? What are the fruits that we did see in the menu? We saw fruits and apple, right? So we did see the word fruit and apple in the menu. Now, how about the desserts? Let's take a look. So under the dessert, what are the kinds of dessert that we did see in the menu that we can categorize, that we can put it in this category? So for desserts, we had apple pie, cheesecake, and ice cream. So now I'm going to ask you this question. It's the title of this unit. Is there any ice cream in the menu? So it looks like the answer is yes. There is some ice cream in the menu. Now, let's take a look. Here, we want to answer questions about the menu. Let's read the first question and let's answer together. So the first question, what's the name of the restaurant in the menu? So at the beginning, I did show you this menu. Do you remember the name of that restaurant? It's Sarah's Kitchen. Sarah's Kitchen. Now, how about this? Is there any ethnic food on the menu? And what are these ethnic food? So what is the meaning of ethnic food? That means a traditional kind of food. So a food that belongs to a country. Now, what is the answer? Yes, there is steak Argentina style. So a steak that is famous in Argentina, right? And fish steamed Japanese style. So this is the other ethnic food that we did see in the menu. Now, how about this one? Do any dishes come with French fries? It's a yes/no question. So, with French fries, no. It was baked potato. It wasn't French fries. How about this one? What takeout food does the menu want? A chicken sandwich. You can take the chicken sandwich out. You can have it outside. Now, how about this one? Does the restaurant have any cheesecake? So does the restaurant have any cheesecake? Well, do you remember the conversation between the waiter and the customer? No, they didn't have a cheesecake, but there was an alternative. We have apple pie if you like. Now, what did we do in today's lesson? We formed sentences to order from a menu, and we did use would like. In would like, we did see would like yes/no question using would like at the beginning of the question. So, would you like something to order? Yes, please, or no, thank you. And would like to ask about a specific thing. What would you like to order? I would like to order cheesecake. So it was a specific way. So, and one of the conversation, the waiter did say, may I take your order? And the customer replied, I would like. So here are the usages of, we used would like to express preferences. I would like to choose this from the menu. Now, for your homework, what are you going to do? So, complete the conversation to order food from the menu. Here, we have a conversation between Sarah and the customer. So, let's take a look at the keywords I did underline here to help you form the question, okay? So, we have the question, the answer is yes. Where are we going to use would like in the question? So, the answer is yes, I would like to order pizza. There's also another question, and the answer for this question is no. No, thank you. I don't like mushrooms. So you have two clues here in this in the second answer. We are going to check the answers in the next lesson. I want you to try to write these questions here to fit these answers. And we are going to check it in the next lesson. Thank you, my dear students, and I will see you in the next lesson.